He's like, how come my son never gets to play shortstop? Why don't my boy get a few innings at pitcher? I'd be the opposite of that dickhead. I'd be up there, I'd be like, yeah, coach, check it out. I got that high deductible, high copay kind of card. And I was hoping you could just stick my kid out in right field for a couple of innings today, and you know, everything goes smooth. Nobody gets kicked in the ass with any unexpected expenses this weekend. But he's one of the better players on the team. That ain't my problem. You teach some of these other little bastards how to play. I taught my kid how to play catch. Do your job, coach. And another thing, could you please stop asking him to chase down every ball and steal bases and slide and shit? Because some lawn recorders ain't cheap either. I also have a little girl, though. I have a daughter. I grew up as the oldest of boys in my family. I never had a little girl around, so she's my little angel, you know. And I agree with Keith on that part. He has a daughter, and I never believed in spanking my daughter. I know I just talked about kicking some. Maybe that's this double standard. You got to raise boys and girls differently. They're different. You ought to know that if you made them, right? They're different. You can't do it the same way. Like, for example, I was talking about kicking my son's ass. I would never even consider spanking my daughter. That was never even an option on the table. And the reasoning is quite simple. It's because her mother was spanked a lot as a child, and at some point ended up getting like really super into it. And I'm just not going to do that with my daughter. We're not going to create that mess right there. That is not going to go down. I know, I see you looking at each other. Nobody likes to talk about that on date night. But that's where that shit comes from. Let's be real. I mean, I've had a few gigs in my time where maybe a girl was lured back to my hotel room and willingly wanted to go there. And maybe, you know, about a minute before the sun's coming up, she's like, "Ooh, spank me, call me daddy." I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I have kids. Don't talk to me about them while I'm doing this. No, I don't want to meet your parents. Sick bastard should be locked up. Okay, you guys go spank the shit out of each other tonight. Have a good time. That one's just laid out there. Had so much goodwill built up. You guys are like, no, you're not going to tell us that. You're not going to point out to us that it's sick to bring up your parents while you're fucking doggy style. Sorry. You guys go ahead and do it. Didn't mean to cross the line. Jesus Christ. I found this out. Once your daughter starts to grow up and she starts becoming a young woman, a lady, at that point, the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High is no longer funny. American Pie, if you don't get the reference. Nobody's going to be anybody's baby tonight. But my daughter gets straight A's every single time. Matter of fact, right before school just got out, went to the awards ceremony. She got another straight A report card. She got a big old plaque. It looked like the National League MVP. And then she had a hand-signed letter from the President of the United States for academic excellence. Maybe you guys got 3 or 4 of those at home. You're not that easily impressed. Let me re-clarify. I'm not talking about some shit from the IRS, okay? I'm talking about a kid doing good in school. I'm not taking a political stance on this bit. I know how it is in our political climate these days. The mere mention of the office of the presidency of the United States causes people to clam up. I'm not going to clap for that. I hate that son of a bitch. And then the other half of the people clam up. Don't say nothing. I don't want to argue with anybody who watches too much Fox News. You know, look, people, I don't care if you're Democrat, liberal, Republican, conservative, independent, libertarian. I don't give a shit. I'm not here to divide you. I'm here to bring you together with laughter. I'm talking about a kid doing good in school. Is that okay? Can we still do that? Fucking blame Obama if you want to. You know, just don't give him all the damn credit either, all right? And I think that's where most of our communication is breaking down as a country. But, I'm looking at all this stuff. I honestly had a similar reaction to you guys because I was looking at this plaque, this straight A report card, a letter from the president, and I was like, oh, wow, maybe I should get a DNA test done. My brother Chad came over for a barbecue afterwards. He was like, wow, Natalie got straight A's again. I'll bet you're really proud. I was like, shit, I don't know. We'll see. I'll find out in 7 days. Right now, I'm just really suspicious until in 7 days. I don't know if I need to be proud or homicidal or what I need to feel. I mean, look at this shit, Chad. That she's got attendance and everything out here. That shit don't run in our family tree. Come on. Hell, look at the envelope. The report card came in right here on the envelope. It says, to the parents of Natalie Ressler. You see, the school's not even fucking sure, are they? I'll be honest with you, Nevada City. That's the most ridiculous sentence in show business. I wasn't that scholarly of a person growing up. I didn't have a lot of academic certificates or scholarly ribbons on my wall. I had 2 ribbons on my wall. I had one red ribbon for tug of war on field day, you know. Because, you know, some people get out of control in our society, and they have the philosophy, every kid needs a trophy. Bullshit! Somebody lost! I was at that game. It was 103 degrees outside. That little bastard kept walking everybody around the bases like a merry-go-round. You don't get a fucking trophy for that. Everybody keeps wanting to blame the president for everything going wrong in our country. All right, a good chunk of it, of course, is politics. Everybody keeps saying, look what he's doing now. Turn on the news. Sending this country down the drain. And then somebody will say, no, it's not this president. It's the last president that did that. And then somebody will say, no, it's not the last president. It's that president's daddy that did that to us. And then they'll say, no, it's not those guys. It's the Hollywood actor president from the 80s that left this mess. And then somebody will say, no, it's the media. The media's doing this because they're bought off by corporations who want to divide us so they don't have to pay us enough. And I'll go along with all that shit for a little while, but I think it might also have a little something to do with the fact that we are now about 20 or 25 years in this country now of giving last place Little League teams fucking trophies. Look, you guys, if you continue to tell losers that they're winners, this is what you get. And I got one blue ribbon. This is my favorite part of the show. And I got one blue ribbon because, believe it or not, my biggest academic achievement in life, man, GI Bill, all that included. My biggest academic achievement, I was a spelling bee champion. At an alternative continuation high school. Yeah, true story. I got the ribbon to prove it and everything. Most people don't even know they have that. Yes, I won. Yes. And when you're a spelling bee champion at the alternative school, and you go to put that on your job resume, you know, because you need something to fill in that top part. That's just, you're letting the working world know right off the bat, hey, I can spell way better than pregnant chicks. And their drug dealer baby daddy. Yeah, but the drug dealers were hella good at fractions. And, yeah, you don't even need a GED to learn how to reduce an eighth. Found that out in Reno. All these states keep legalizing marijuana by voting. That's really cute. You know, they passed it, usually in pretty much a landslide, wherever they can get it on the ballot, and then they're like dancing in the street, well, smoking weed in the streets, you know, and then a week later, the feds show up, they're like, psych! You know, that's why I didn't even ask who here wants legalized marijuana. No, fuck, because it doesn't matter who here wants it, because we all fucking voted on it instead of doing the clapping at a comedy club way. And regardless of how you feel about the marijuana issue, it does show you what kind of a democracy we're living in, doesn't it? I mean, regardless of how, I understand some people don't like weed. They're like, I don't like it around me. It's a smelly habit. Those people are lazy we're going to go around the corner, hit this shit, and we're going to be able to hang out. You got the keys, right? Because you're driving. So you just wait right here at the corner of the bar. We're going to be right back, and you just wait here until then. All right, Dad? And, yes, it's cute. Everybody knows you don't need the most votes to get something done in this country. It hasn't been like that in a long, long time. That's shit we tell kids in school. Then we grow up to become adults and realize it doesn't take the most votes, it takes the most dollars. They call it campaign funding on the news so they, can confuse the stupid people. But that means money, and you got to get the most of it from either a special interest group or a corporation who wants to, find a career politician who can get bought off by them, for lack of a better terms. That's what it is. You buy them off, and then they put the thing on their shirt like NASCAR, I wish. And
Ricky Bobby.
so if you really want to legalize weed, is what I'm getting at, stop worrying about showing up on voting. Just solicit campaign contributions from the Ziploc Bag Corporation. Come on, Ziploc, step up to the plate. Let's get this shit done. Policies for sale here in America. Look, I'm no financial expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I can tell you that in this political climate of legalized marijuana is going to happen. Deal with it, you hypocritical prescription medication abusing fuckers. Look, you may want to consider purchasing some stock in Ziploc. Alright? Talk about yellow and blue, making some fucking green. Okay? They've been marketing their product that direction for years. You've all seen the little Ziploc bag. It's only 1.5 inches or 2 deep. Look, people, nobody is putting a sandwich in there. Nobody. The stuff you put in there will make you want a sandwich. And we shaking that bag out like, where the hell did my sandwich go? We stole the other half of my eighth. I was in Reno. I'm in Reno quite a bit. I was there recently, but that's not even the story I was going to tell. I was going to tell you about when I was in Reno on Cinco de Mayo. I know it was Cinco de Mayo because in the afternoon I went down to the sports book with a casino that I was playing there, and I was watching my beloved Giants. And I know it was Cinco de Mayo because they weren't wearing their typical Giants jerseys. They were wearing the jerseys that say the Spanish version, Gigantes. And if you don't know the history, the Giants were one of the first teams to scout Latin America. Juan Marichal, Orlando Cepeda. So they're paying tribute to their history as well, And sitting there enjoying the ball game, and then this guy who looked a lot like Kenny Rogers comes and sits next to me. I know that's like every dude in Reno. But one of them sat down next to me, one of the Kennys sits down next to me, and he takes one look at the screen at the game, and he goes, "Oh, look at that, it says Gigantes on there." And so somebody misspelled it. They're going to lose their job. That's so funny. They are in trouble for that one. They're going to lose their job, all right, Gigantes. I think it's so funny when people lose their jobs. It's so hilarious. Somebody's definitely losing it for that. Gigantes, that's hilarious. Look at this hitter. He's got Gigantes on there, too. They got fucked up twice on 2 jerseys. And I listened to it for a little bit, but by like the second inning or so, I had to explain to the guy. I was like, well, it's actually for the holiday, and the Giants were one of the first teams to scout Latin players. And he's, oh, that's on there for the Cinco de Mayo, is it? Oh, well, in that case, that's goddamn disgrace then. This is supposed to be America's pastime, not Spanish pastime. Mexican, this is supposed to be, they need to have English on there. English is American, Spanish is American. You know what they're trying to do? They're just trying to get all them illegals on their side so they can drive their numbers up, sell more jerseys, more hats, more t-shirts, probably not even made here in America. And I listened to it for a little while before I had to ask the guy, well, what about the other 81 road games every season where the team wears those gray jerseys that use the Spanish word San Francisco? Where's the outrage during those 81 days every fucking summer? Of course, he got really pissed off, wanted to leave right away. I think Bill O'Reilly was getting ready to come on. And he said, well, fine, I'm out of here. I don't care about this game anyway. Besides, I'm a San Diego Padre fan. Know when to walk away, know when to run. Which is more than I can say for former Giants manager Felipe Alou. He didn't know when to walk away, didn't know when to run, he didn't know when to go to the bullpen. See, that's a sign of a confident comedian. When he knows the joke will only be gotten by about 3 or 4 people, and does it anyway. No, that's the sign of a comic who's already got his money in his pocket. That's actually, yeah. Right before this last election day, not the presidential election day, the like local election day, the one that actually affects your life more, but it doesn't get any talk on the news. You know, the one we just had, that one, yeah, the one that you guys are like, yeah, that one. I was in the Midwest doing some shows around that time, and they had this guy running for office out there, and he had his billboards up all over the entire city of St. Louis, and his last name was spelled in big red letters, and it said, please re-elect C-L-I-T-H-E-R-O. And as a former spelling bee champion, I thought to myself right away, I was like, that guy's gonna win. But then I went on the internet and I did a little more research on the candidate, like every responsible voter should. I don't even live there. And I found out that the guy actually pronounces it Clithero. Fucking loser. I can never have a confidence in a candidate like nah, because I know if I had a last name spelled that way, and somebody come up to me and like, excuse me, Mr. Clithero? I would be like, no! It's Clithero, you stupid son of a bitch! But hello, we're trying to win, we're shooting the focus group, come on, 2 down, look alive! I would wear a cape, a tight suit with a capital CH, a thong, and a snorkel. Because there may be an occasion where Clithero needs to do a little diving the same day. And then me and my trusty sidekick, cameraman, who in every comic book issue is just begging to be called Tripod. We would do battle against the 2-headed villains, Cock Blocker and Play Hater. I was going to close on that. We're going to keep this nice, short night. It's going to be good. We're not there yet. I love meeting new people. That's one thing I love about this job. I get to travel everywhere. People come up to me after the shows. They're really nice most of the time. Sometimes they're dickheads. Most of the time they're really nice. They come up and they're like, Jason, thanks for coming out to our town again this year. You know, we remembered you from last year, and I brought a bunch of my friends to see you this time. Hell, I don't know what you're doing, but if you're not busy, maybe you might want to hang with us. Because, you know, here in a minute, we're going to go outside, go around the corner. We're going to smoke a bowl. Like in this line of work, it happens all the time. You wouldn't believe how often this shit happens doing it all the time. Like, for example, it would be pretty cool if that shit happened again tonight. You know, because there are certain things I could not bring back up to Northern California on an airplane without the TSA, you know, and everything. You know, because I don't have a vagina, you know. Oh, I can't bring it on the airplane. I know, I'm all out of vagina right now, too, so if anybody's got some of that, I'm looking for the good stuff. Don't get give me a vagina with like seeds and sticks in it. I'm looking for those skunky bags. Just a quick little hit of the JJ, you know. Maybe if you got some extra, maybe I can bring the other comics if that's cool. No, we won't do that. I know these guys, they'll start bogarting the vagina. You know, come on, Keith, pump ass. You guys are alright. Most of the time on these smaller crowds, I don't do the marijuana/vagina bit. Very rarely on a crowd this size do I. It shows what I think of you guys as an audience. I got about 40 minutes in. You know what? They're on me, but I think they can handle it. I'm going to do marijuana/vagina for these people. You know, I mean, in the big theaters, in the big clubs where it's darker, first of all, you can't see everybody's face. You know, it's not as small of a town, you know, so they don't know each other as much. You know, people let their inhibitions down a little more. I do marijuana/vagina at like the Throckmorton Theater in Mill Valley. They fall the fuck out. They're like, oh my God, he just compared marijuana to vagina because you could hit them both. You know, and everybody falls out and has a good laugh, you know. But here at these smaller venues like this, I mean, this is kind of like doing comedy in some rich dude's garage here tonight. You know, it's a small town. A lot of times I do the marijuana/vagina bit in a venue like this. I start regretting I did it later, you know, because people start wanting to get nosy, you know, they try to look at like, who is he looking at, you know, whose vagina is he after? You know, trying to start some small town fucking rumor to put in your paper that comes out every Wednesday. You know, and that's why I gotta be really careful in these towns when I do the marijuana/vagina bit. That's how I write it down in the notebook. It's not like a new slasher film coming out, you know. With marijuana/vagina, I gotta be really easy the way I tell it and make sure I evenly distribute my eye contact throughout the entire show. That way every vagina in this place can potentially be available to me later. What do I look like, a fucking rookie? I'll be honest with you, the only reason I even do marijuana/vagina at any venue, at any time, on any show, is because every once in a while that shit works. You know, not a lot, not all the time, or nothing, but just enough to keep it in the show. Not quite retired yet, not quite retired yet. I think the problem is the schools are overcrowded. Yes, just fucking thrown out of nowhere. I think because it is the answer to a lot of shit. Look at all the fucking stupid people around you. I think it is. The schools are overcrowded. They got so crowded. They're now, for some time, they've been asking each parent to volunteer one day a month, go down and help out the class. Even me, no background check or nothing. You know what they've got? They got a pushy lady holding the calendar. That's it. She's like, come on down. We got a lot of days to fill. Let's help these kids. We don't care who you are, where you been, what you did, who you did. If you could have a kid, you could teach a kid. I'm like, I'm a stand-up comic. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. But then I realized that my kids, the teachers I had when I was going to that school, my kids go to the same school I went to. That don't mean I'm living with my mom. That's just coincidence. But I realized the teachers I had when I was there, they're all gone. They've all retired. They're off in their RV, you know, probably taking bong hits, staring at stone faces carved into the side of a mountain, kind of like doing stand-up comedy in Nevada City on a Saturday. And these retired teachers have all been replaced by young girls right out of the university, predominantly. So I signed up for a couple of days to help out because I, you know, care about the future, and I think the children are the way. And I got there to the trailer classroom thingy, and the teachers come skipping and jiggling, giggling up to the door. I was like, wait, am I here to help, or am I on a date? What's this? And she comes running, she's like, oh my goodness.